Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody from wherever you're dialing in around the world. It's Michelle here, the Chief Partnerships Officer for Genius U. It's my new title now. I was the Global Partnerships Manager for Entrepreneurs Institute, but now I'm the Chief Partnerships Officer for Genius U. So I'm still the same person, obviously. Welcome to all of our lovely mentors who are dialing in from around the world. I know there's a lot of people joining us on this call today from many different groups. And some are joining us for the first time for a webinar to hear about even what a mentor is, because you just found out you're a mentor recently, and others, you've been on different webinars with us, but this is our very, very first mentor training, So you are a mentor if you're a flow consultant, a performance consultant, a global partner, an EMC member doing your EMC certification, if you're a platinum ticket holder for Fast Forward, if you're a GEM member, Genius Entrepreneur Mastermind, if you're a Crystal Circle member, if you're an iLab graduate, I think that's everyone. So if you're one of those things, then you're already a mentor. And whoever that is that's not on mute in my group, if you could just mute yourself, that'd be good. That makes you a mentor, which means that you are a mentor on Genius U. So some of you have just found out recently that you're a mentor on Genius U. Others have known for some time, and we have got some very, very exciting news today, which I'm going to be sharing with you. Before we get started, I just want to make sure everybody is in the right Facebook group. This is the Facebook group that we are using for this call. It's called the Entrepreneur Mentor Circle. And if you're not already in this circle, please go and apply to join right now. There's been lots of reminders sent out with all these webinars to join it, and also with all of the posts we've been putting in the Facebook groups. But if for some reason you haven't joined, because I can see 68 people have, so there's quite a few new people have joined us just in the last few days, go ahead and apply to join this circle. This was a group called for the Entrepreneur Mentor Certification for the 12-week EMC program. Those guys have all qualified through their 12-week EMC now, and we're opening this group up to all mentors. So if you're any of those groups that I mentioned before, get yourself into this circle, because this is one place where all mentors are going to be. And this is the one place where we will share all of the mentor training. So these webinars, there's going to be a series of webinars that you're going to see coming up on how to use Genius U as a mentor. So this is the one place that we'll use to post all that information. This is the one place where you can post all your questions and your comments as well in this thread. So there's actually a thread set up for today. Here it is here. Good morning, mentors. Excited to see you on 45 minutes. So go ahead and post. If you're on this call here live now and you're here with me, go ahead and post in here to say good morning. Let me know where you're dialing in from. And then I can see we've got people here live on the call. There we go. There's some people already typing in there already. And I can see everyone's in the right group. If you're in another group posting, that's okay. We might not be able to see your questions and comments, and we'll have to come to them later. And the team are going to be in the groups kind of directing you back into here. Stacy is ready and poised. So if you're applying to join the group today, she'll let you in. So go ahead and apply to join this group in case you're not in. There's Tracy got in and said good morning. Hey, Tracy. I'm Stacy. So there's the team members both here. And Shelley's joining as well. Hi, Shelley. So go ahead, type in there to let me know that you're here and where you're dialing in from. There's Terry. Good morning, Terry. And this is where we're going to get the chat, just to make sure everybody is in the right thread and in the right channel. Like I said, if you're not in the right place, that's okay, but we just might miss your questions or we might miss your comments as we go along. All right, so that gets everybody set up and started. And today's call, so let's just click play on here. Today's call, I've got a couple of people joining me on this call as well today. So a couple of the team members are here, and one of our global partners is on the call as well. We've got Rustika Lamb, one of our global partners who's working with Angie Stead on the Genius Educator Certification and the Genius School. She's going to be sharing what she's been doing to get the Genius Educator Certification up and running, and how that's relating to the Microdegree content and certification that she's creating. We've also got Suraj, who is our Chief Marketing Officer. He's on the call as well. And we've got BB, who's our Content Manager. And then, as I said, I've got all my support team here as well, who are going to be in the chat room with you. So what are we going to be doing today? This is our first mentor training today. Well, we're going to be finding out, what does the Microdegree Builder actually mean for you? So what does it even mean to you as a mentor? Why are we having it, and how you can use it? And what are the 3 key steps for you to follow in order to go and build your own Microdegree? Some of my Dynamo friends are going to just go and get started anyway, but I would hasten you to just listen to this webinar, listen to those first 3 steps that we're recommending for you, and see how we've actually got people already who are doing this in a very, very successful way to build their whole Microdegree around a promotion. I'm going to be sharing how we've done that, and some of the people who are actually working with us right now to do that, so that you can be following them and watching their steps as well. All right. So before I get into all the detail on that, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to come over to my good friend Suraj, who's over in India at the moment, I think. Hey, Suraj. So that must mean it's still good morning time, is it?
1:30 p.m. So afternoon.
It's good afternoon. It's good afternoon in India. Well, good afternoon to you. So Suraj is our Chief Marketing Officer. If you've been on these webinars, you might have seen Suraj and I doing some of these webinars in the past as well. And you've probably seen Suraj popping up in some of the Facebook groups. Suraj has been around since the very birth of Genius U, so he pretty much knows everything about everything. Suraj, what I'd love you to share with all the mentors just now is the context around Genius U, the size of the growth around Genius U, what we're experiencing right now, the numbers of members, so that as they're listening to that growth, they can realize the size of the potential for them in terms of generating new leads, getting new clients, and building community. And I know you've got a couple of slides, so I'm going to let you share while you're doing that. Over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen. I actually have just one slide which covers everything.
Oh, okay.
Actually, two slides. Something exciting that's coming up as well. So I'm going to.
Is that something I don't even know about?
No, you know about this one. All right. So this is where we're at right now in terms of current growth, and this is what we share with our investors as well. We actually raised funds in the previous London event and had an event at $20 million valuations. The Genius U is already at $20 million valuation. We're getting about 1,000 members every single day.
Wow.
And these are coming from about different countries, 205 countries. And now if you see this map, this is like a Genius U user sign up map for a period of 2 weeks, right? So when people are joining in from different places and then they're active on the platform, so this is what the map shows. We have over 700,000 members on the platform. However, we have about 937,000 accounts on our CRM. So what this means is before Genius U, our company has been running Well Dynamics, Well Spectrum, Million Masterplan, all the events as well, right? So those, all of them are not really included into Genius U, but there is a potential of bringing them on board onto the platform. So if we could bring them over, that's going to be over 900,000 accounts. The number of people who are actually paying on the platform is about 24%. Now that's a really high percentage. Now that's happening because we have a really strong affiliate partner community and reseller community who are very active on the platform, and they're promoting a lot of our events as well. Now, when you see MAU and DAU, that basically is the monthly active users and daily active users. So every single day, there are about 30,000 users signing in and going on to some page onto the platform. It could be, say, the missions page or the events page. So every day, about 30,000 users are coming onto the platform and using it. That number of monthly active users is about 180,000. What we've also noticed is that in terms of like Genius U being a tech company, it's slightly different because we have been profitable today and we're not going out for funding to look for funds to just support the revenue marketing side of things. It's more on the development side of things, and even on the revenue side of things, because of the popularity of Genius, people have been trying purchasing on every single day, and we've had our monthly sales per member is about $1.72. Now, not everyone pays, but if you take the revenue out, that's about 1.72. And just 2017 sales so far is about 2.1 million. So there is a lot of revenue that's flowing through Genius U at this point in time, and this will gonna go really high once we get all the mentors on board. The mentors will put the courses on, which are the paid courses, free courses. Plus, once you have your events on board, I know some of you are already showcasing your events. Once you put all of that on Genius U, this revenue is going to go up and sales are going to go up in a big way.
Exactly. This is going to go really big.
Yeah, this is where we are at with the current growth. And I have like really positive vibe about this because this year our target is to hit 1 million members, and we we will hit that number pretty easily, because what's coming up is this is all based on mobile web and desktop, right? So we haven't really focused on the app side of things. And in the coming months, we are launching the mobile app, which will add up to these numbers, and users will be able to take all the courses on the app itself, attend like event tickets on the app itself. So that's what's coming up.
We will run a whole other revenue on the mobile app for you guys.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I've got an echo.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, that's I think that's okay. Thank you very much, Suraj. So that just gives everyone like the size of the context and the size of the pie. We're going to hit 1 million members really soon. Now, if you think of members as potential clients, as potential hot leads, because these are all people who are in Genius U, who are all needing guidance and help and support. They're all on Genius U for some reason. Maybe they've taken the Genius test. Maybe they wanted to take the Passion test. But as they find more and more groovy, cool content, and as Jeannie actually starts to say to everyone every morning, hey, I noticed that you're really excited about education. Have you even noticed there's a Genius Educator Certification Program taking place in Bali? Have you even joined Rustika's circle, the Genius Educator Certification Circle? So as Jeannie actually starts to give you daily recommends, and as she gets more and more interactive as through this year as well, or he does, and actually begins chatting with you on a daily basis and making your morning tea and your bacon sandwich, it's going to become so cool. Jeannie already is making daily recommendations based on mentors, based on what their passions and purposes are. So definitely, before you even do anything, go and set up your profile. Get your own profile set up. So here's my profile. And make sure that you've got your mentor status here. If for any reason that you don't have a mentor status and you are, then contact Stacey straight away on emcsupport@geniusu.com, and she's going to get you set up. Or if you're on this Facebook chat, you can just tag her right now and she's going to help you get set up. But if for some reason you haven't got your Genius level set up, let's make sure you have. That's going to give you access to do everything. And go in and put some information about yourself on here. So there's some information about who you are, what you're interested in. Make sure you've got your micro degrees up here. Make sure you've taken your purpose test, you've taken your passion test, you've done your Genius and your wealth dynamics test as well, or your talent dynamics test. So because people are going to land on your profile to find out about you as a mentor. So make sure that first step, at least having your profile set up. All right, drum roll. It's just me doing a drum roll on my own because it's kind of silent, but there you go. Ta-da! Here is the micro degree builder. This has gone live today. This is the first thing I am going to post here in our chat because I'm so excited. Wow, look at all the people saying good morning. Whoa! Hey, everybody. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people on this call. Here is my first post. Is the micro degree builder. Please do not go in and set up your micro degree on this call because I want to talk you through some things first of all. And I think it's going to help you just to get some planning. But it's there, it's live. And I've got Bibi on the call today. This is Bibi here, our lovely Bibi, who's our content manager. She's going to be sharing with you how that works and how you can get around it. But it has gone live, yay! So I'm super excited about that today. All right, so let's talk about what it takes to actually get going and what are the 3 steps to building your micro degree as well. So step number 1 is create a promotion plan. And this is where I'm going to be bringing Rustika in a minute to just actually share how we've gone through this entire process to launch the Genius Educator certification, and the fact that we haven't even put that certification together on Genius U yet because we spent so much time building the actual promotion plan. So this is going to be your first step. Before you do anything, before you go and launch your micro degree, create your micro degree, publish your micro degree, I highly recommend that you create a promotion plan. If you follow these steps, then your micro degree will really work and will really grow, and you'll actually generate some revenue from it. If you don't follow these steps, I'm not going to promise that it's going to work for you. And I know that the people who we're actually hand-holding through this process right now, this is exactly what they're doing. I'm going to share a bit more about those groups and how they're getting that support from us. But I'm also going to share how all of you can have some support as well as you're going through this promotion. So step 1 is start with a promotion plan. And we're going to get Rustika to unmute herself just now as well. So Rustika is actually over in Bali already. She has landed already for the Crystal Circle Conference and the Wealth of Nights Masters. So Rustika, good afternoon. Oh, she's not there. Hey, Rustika. She was there a few minutes ago. Oh, I seem to have lost Rustika, Tracy. She's still logged in, but she's not unmuting. Perhaps you can just grab her for me and make sure that she is unmuted. Okay, so while we're just waiting for Rustika, who was there just a few minutes ago, Rustika started by having a conversation with me a couple of months ago and saying,
sorry, I'm here.
Here, she's here. Hello. Were you just trying to talk, but you had no...
Hang on. Just arrived. Hello.
Oh, and Angie's here too. Hey, Angie, how you going? Look at you. You're both in matching grey outfits. It's like...
Oh, no, not really.
You're even dressing the same. Look, here's Rustika. So Rustika's just arrived in Bali. So Rustika, I was just giving everyone the context about the fact that step number 1 is you need to have a promotion plan. And we're saying that we got on a call, and I remember we were talking, we talked about the Genius School and the plan when we were together at Wealth Dynamics Masters with Angie back in February, and with yourself last October as well. And we actually started to say, well, what would our promotion plan be that we would want to launch over in Q4? And we said, let's get the, in Q3, sorry, let's get the Genius Educator certification up there, which is a certification for anyone who's a teacher, anyone who's a homeschooler, anyone who wants to work in education. And so we had this conversation about putting this together, and you created this promotion plan. So do you want to just share with everyone just the process of going through a promotion plan and how that really helps to solidify your thinking around what you want to create and what you want to have happen and how you actually generate your revenues as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got a e-learning and learning management system business, and we actually use the promotional plan template and have done for about 6 years. And wow. I do find a lot of people do struggle with it, and I just don't understand that, because it's so easy to use, and all it's doing is answering some questions, and then you have a promotional plan. So it's kind of interesting. I think that what it does to it forces you to think and sit down and think, and I think that's the one thing that it makes you do. And most people are too busy, going too fast, and not even really thinking about their business. So I think we, as I say, we use it in our own business, and so therefore it was easy when we had the conversation about make a promotional plan. And I think there's a new format out that's not the Word document now, and that looks even easier. So I'm guessing you'll share that. But
this is like the old
so that's I mean, seriously, it's just answering some questions on a document, really.
Exactly. And I just like Rustika, I would echo exactly what she says. I've been using this for many, many years as well. And this just works. Like, just doing this promotion plan always works, and just having a go and learning how to do this. But this is even the olden days format, as Rustika said. And this is just written like 6 months ago, right? And we've got a new format, which I'm going to share with you. But just to give you an idea, so Rustika actually put this together. So she's got, this is the launch promotion for the first 30 Genius U educators. We actually called them the educators there and then. And she put her little team together here of who was going to be involved in that. And what's the purpose? So it's the first launch of the wider Genius School. The purpose of this promotion is to start to create their community and launch the first Genius U educators. This event will generate the content to create that online micro degree. So you can see this is a working document, because you can see people go in here and they change things and they make additions, because it becomes a working document when it's your promotion plan. But when Rustika even put this together, she already knew that she wanted to create the online certification. So we're going to come back to that in a second, but just going through like how this works, the format is always the same. So we put in here the objectives, which was to make $45,000, to have like 20 people coming through the program. You know, Rustika worked out what the cost would be and what the profit's going to be, some development objectives and learning objectives, and like the milestones for the plan as well. Now, whilst we've changed the format of it, the purpose of doing a promotion plan still remains the same. So Rustika, after you actually put that first, and there's Angie as well, after you put that promotion plan together and we said, well, let's get this launched, and we put together this first promotion, we decided that we were going to run it as a competition. So do you want to share with everyone like the thinking behind why we decided to run a competition, how we could see that that would grow the community, and actually get more and more people who are interested as well?
Well, that's a great thing with promotional plans, is that you learn something every time. And I think what we learned with that one is the first one that we did, we only had one strategy, which was go to Fast Forward Your Business, show up in every city that we could,
yeah.
talk to people, and work that well. So, oh my goodness, because we only had one strategy. So having 5 strategies was actually more important. What actually was our learning from that. So yeah, and that's I think we had that discussion and we came up with competitions. A competition would be a great way to do that. And then totally oversubscribed, not enough callers. Yeah, people taking. So no, it was a really good promotion.
Yeah. So we decided to do a competition because a competition is a really good way to attract people who are kind of in that orange to yellow level, right? So, and that was the type of people we were looking for, who we wanted to come and join the Genius Educators. And it's as a result of putting together the promotion plan, you actually get to decide who your avatar is. So even just by going through that process of your promotion plan, which I'm going to share, you get to decide who your avatar is. You get to be really clear about who you're looking for. And we realized that, yes, some people came on board at Fast Forward. Yes, some people came on board through our immediate network, but we knew that most of the people would come if we actually did a competition for them to win a free place. So what we did was we went out with this landing page, which is closed now because Juliana, congratulations, has won this. By the way, you're a new mentor as well now, Juliana. And so the competition was enter now to win a 3-night, 2-day free place on the educator certification in Bali. And then what happens is on the landing page is all the information about what the Genius Educator certification is. So there's a letter here which comes out from Roger, Angie, and Rustika, which is saying what it is. And in this letter, we actually go through the elements which are in the promotion plan. So we talk about the problem, we talk about the solution, we talk about the product, and we talk about what you actually get. So there's an actual process you follow as you're pulling this landing page together as well. And then, you know, what it actually accredits you to do, so that people got to find out if they did win it, what would they actually be doing. So they get to use the Genius School suite of assessments. They get to work one-on-one with larger groups. They get to run high quality, high impact personal profile debriefs, structured learning, and they get to build content within the Genius School curriculum, which means they get to create their own micro degrees as well. So at the live training, Rustika and Angie are going to be training people on how they create their own micro degrees, go through this exact same promotion plan. They're going to take people through this exact same process to actually come up with their own micro degrees as well. And then we had the first place, and then we had all these things that you get included, that you get for free if you win it, plus the runners-up places of 15 runner-up prizes. So what happened, as Rustika said, we went out to the database and said, hey, we went out to everybody who had said they were interested in education. So they'd already segmented themselves into an education database. We went out to everybody who was going to iLab, the educators iLab. We went out to everyone who's going to be at Wealth Dynamics Masters this week because they're already in Bali. And we went out to other people as well and said, hey, if you want to win this place, then apply. And as Rustika said, we had there was over, I think there was here you go, 807 people applied just to join that. And they all put their reasons in. And then, of course, we mailed everyone to say, hey, you get to the first 15 who actually take action, book a call, and make a purchase, get the 15 runners-up places. And we've already filled 10 people straight away into doing that promotion. So just having that in a structured way where you can actually follow this promotion plan allows you to kind of hit those targets and get super focused. Now, Rustika, do you want to share how you already thought as part of the promotion plan that you wanted to create the online certification, and how you decided to time that out? Because you didn't just go ahead and create that first of all, right? You decided you were going to run the retreat first of all. Do you want to share that process and that thinking? Because the people on the call might be thinking, I got to create my micro degree today, but just share that thinking of how you plan out the milestones to make sure you get absolutely the right content.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, as I said, my business is in e-learning and online learning, and I see so much bad learning because people don't think about what they're putting up for. And all that does is create a really bad learner experience, and then the next thing it does, it gives you a bad reputation as a creator of online content. Yeah. So to think about the promotional plan and how that, and I mean, and e-learning should, and all the online, micro degree should be just a small part of what you're doing. So it needs to be like a blended approach. So you could run retreats and you could have this as a backup. For us, because we want to leverage this and scale this much, much more quickly, we can't, Angie and I, we've all got our own businesses, so we can't rely on our time to be showing up in Bali and running retreats or certifications all the time. So the quickest and easiest way to do that was to put it online. And as I say, I've come from an instructional design, learning design background. So of course, one of the people in the community I knew is a very good instructional designer. I said, she wanted to come as a participant. I said, well, just come anyway. And if you can sit in the back and just capture the content and we can put that online, then it's available to everybody basically from next January. So people who are interested don't have to wait. They can actually, come, they can do it if they can't make it to Bali, for exactly. You'll never get the same experience though, because, and it's what Roger says, it's about the showing up and the transformation that happens from being with a group of people. You'll never get that part of it, but the knowledge and understanding you would certainly get from an online piece as well.
So what the girls did when they put the promotion plan together, they said, we know we want to create a certification. So that was in their plan. They already had that to create the certification. But rather than just say, well, let's just create the certification and sell it and see what happens, they said, no, let's run a promotion to, first of all, fill an actual retreat where people can come in person. They get to do the certification in person with us. So it becomes like a really exciting thing because it's the first time everyone comes to Bali, and they get to meet with Angie and they get to meet with Rustika and Roger as well. And they said, let's actually run that content and make sure, first of all, the content is fit for purpose to make sure that everybody gets the learning and gets the standard, and then turn that into an online certification. We did the same thing with Flow Consultant as well. So Flow Consultant was always run as an in-person training, and then it was turned into a certification. EMC, that's most of Roger's best content that he's already been running offline anyway, which he then turned into a micro degree. So the key thing here, the key learning that the girls really put in place here was to test that content out and make sure that's fit for purpose, and then turn that into either a micro degree, or if you're a global partner, you can turn that into a certification as well. So you don't have to rush headlong into doing this straight away, but no, if you're testing elements of it out and people give feedback, then that's something you can put online. So it's all been part of the promotion plan. And what's the timeline you've put in the plan there, Rustika, to actually have the certification go live? So if someone's not coming to Bali, they can just go online and buy the certification. What's the timeline for that?
Sorry, what's the byline? How do you mean? Sorry.
What's the timeline?
Timeline. Yeah, be a genius educator. Like, no. Timeline will be available in January.
Exactly.
End of January.
Yeah, end of January. So you can either come now and come to the live training, and you still get to get the online training in January, or everybody else will get to come in January, and we'll have all those videos created because we'll be recording the training. We did the same thing with the City Leader training as well. So that micro degree is going to be going live very shortly as well, where we've created all that content because we had the first group actually come out to South Africa with us and be there live. So give that some thought as you're building your promotion plan. Now, let me share the whole principles of the promotion plan. And by the way, also one of the things I want to share is part of the things that we're doing here as part of the promotion with our global partners as well. And we'll be doing this more and more with our partners and finding people like yourselves who are creating real success stories and sharing them. This is a success story that just got shared, I think, yesterday on Genius U. And it's actually a story of Angie. So there's Angie who's just joined us there with Rustika. So we're going to create these success stories where we're sharing stories about people who we're partnering with. And that includes all of you mentors as well. To say, what is it that they've been doing that's awesome? And it's not to say, hey, you should come and do the educator program. It's to say, let's tell this story. Let's shine the spotlight on Angie. Let's shine the spotlight on the Genius School. And Angie, if you want to just share like the process, because I know you've been through this process of being interviewed and pulling this story together, which I absolutely love. Like, do you want to just share your experience of the way that we're shining the light on what you're doing and the whole movement that you're creating here as well through things like these Genius journey stories that we're putting together?
I think I captured your question, but I'll start with what I understood. So we basically, I mean, this has been so, once we've had our learnings, because there's been a huge learning curve for Rustika and myself on how to run promotions, and we've got such a lot out of this process in what we've learned. And you know, the shining the light on what we're doing, it's just been so amazing, because every opportunity, yourself and Roger have been talking about our promotion, talking about what's coming up next for us, and talking about where we're going in the future. And that's been from you talking about us doing this kind of thing also. You being fully aware of, because you supported us with our promotion, being fully aware of where we're going, what we're doing now, and where we're headed as well. You've paved the way. It's almost like it's been, okay, we've seen their promotion, we know what they're doing next. And then, you know, even to our surprise, we're finding that we're hearing you talk about us, or we're seeing posts on Facebook, or like Kathleen interviewed me recently for that post. Yeah. We're talking in Bali, so the level of support that you've given has been just phenomenal. It's been great, and awesome. It's just flowed. It's really easy. It's not cool.
Now there's a group of people that we're really working with very closely to create their micro degrees. Rustika and Angie obviously are in that group, so we've got a number of global partners that we're co-creating programs with right now. Susie Hutchinson with the Global Apprentice Program, Joe Formosa with Health Dynamics, Simon Zucci with Wealth Dynamics for Real Estate Investors. So you're going to see we're really supporting those people. There's also a group of people who are in my Partner Accelerator program, and I'm just going to share about what I'm doing with those as well. So there's like 10 people that join my Partner Accelerator program, and they actually go through a 13-week process with me where I handhold them through that process of putting their promotion plan together, getting themselves set up for success, just like we did with Rustika and Angie. And every week we connect up together to make sure they're on track with their promotions. As a result, they've all got very robust promotion plans pulled together, and they're now getting super clear about the micro degrees they're going to create. So and here's the process they actually go through, where we have these slides that Rustika was just talking about earlier on. I'm going to share a blank set of these slides in the Facebook group, so you can use them as well after this call, or maybe Tracy, you can post the blank set for me here, which is this one. Let's just see if this actually posts here. If it does, you guys can probably already get access to it, but this is a blank set. There you go, where you can already start going in and doing that yourself. So everybody in my Partner Accelerator has gone in here and created themselves a promotion plan, and there's a specific format that everyone gets to do that in, and you can see they're all groovy slides. Everyone's got like different colors, but now everyone's got a promotion plan that I've gone through and really helped them to sign off, given them some feedback on. They've given each other feedback as well, and they've got super clear. So they followed that same promotion that Rustika and Angie went through. And here's the way that you go through your promotion plan. So you put a summary of what your promo actually is, and what it's going to do. And that's this slide here. So it's a little summary. It's just a sentence here. So here's an example, which is our Exponential Entrepreneur events. We work with our most active city leaders and event partners to test a new one afternoon fast track entrepreneur event format, followed by one weekend Exponential Entrepreneur. We've got 6 entrepreneur fast track events in 6 cities, 2 exponential entrepreneur events in Q4, generating 1.8 million. Now, I'm not going to share all these slides in detail because I don't need to talk them through, but I'm going to share the purpose of what you complete, so you can have a go at doing this if you're not being kind of like handheld through this process by one of us. So put the summary on there. Put your avatar. Your avatar is really crucial, because as you define who your avatar is, who's the customer you want to have in this promotion, now you get super clear about this person. And actually name them. Like, we actually give ours real names. Foundation Fred, who's clearly in the Foundation Prism. Enterprise Ella, she's clearly at yellow level. Emerald Ian, he's obviously at green level. So name them and give a description of who that avatar is, so you know who you're actually focusing on just for this one promotion. And it might be just one avatar, which is totally cool. What's the problem that avatar is facing? What is the thing that wakes them up at night that you know is a pain? Because unless you're doing something with your promotion plan and micro degree that is solving a problem, you're going to not find many people being attracted to it. So get something that's helping to create get tapped into what the actual problem is and clear about it. Then you can say what your solution is to that problem. And what you've created is, of course, the opposite. It's the solution to that problem. And we've got one for our fast track program coming up. Then what's the compelling offer? So what is making people want to do this right now? What would make them want to come on board, be part of your promotion right now, because there's something so irresistible that they just have to say yes and be part of it? Who's on your team? It might just be you for now. That's okay, but there might be a few people on your team. What are your financial objectives? What's the revenue you're going to generate? Now, this is where the bit that becomes important, because if your micro degree is not connected into something that's going to generate revenue, there's really no point in you setting one up. It's just going to take your time. So have it like the girls had with GEC, have it focused around an actual revenue. What's it going to cost? What are the development objectives? So what are the things you need to create? And it might be that you give the name of your micro degree at this point, but what are the things that actually need to be developed? And what are the things that are going to help you with future promotions if you actually get this right as well? What is it you're going to learn? You heard Angie and Rustika saying they went through a real learning process of just doing this. So what are the things that you want to learn and get really clear about so you can do next time? And what's the model that you're going to follow in terms of where your sales are going to come from? And you heard Rustika say it's really important to have 5 strategies. So what's the 5 strategies that are going to be the pathways into actually making those sales in the first place? And then the last thing is to put your milestones. What are the things that are going to happen every week? And even down to when are you going to actually start creating your micro degree? Now, I've kind of flicked through that very quickly. I've posted those blank slides, so please copy and paste them. Don't type directly onto those slides, because that's our master version. But go in and feel free to use those with the little headers that we've got in them. Copy and paste them into your own slides, and you can go ahead and create your promotion plan in there and have a go at doing that, because it's going to help you get really focused. The other thing to do is make sure that you go into the yellow, the orange to yellow micro degree, because there's a whole section in there as well on how do you actually set up and put a promotion together. How do you monetize your moment? So do go down there and get into, I'll actually click onto that stage as well, which is monetize your moment, step 7. Go into step 7, which is monetize your moment, and get super clear. How do you create a promotion plan? Even the documents are in there as well. What needs to go in it? What's the thinking? And do not get started with your micro degree until you've at least gone through those steps and put that promotion plan together. So that's step 1. All right, I think I've spent a fair bit of time just on that. So hopefully everyone's super clear that that's the most important thing to do on step 1. On step 2, you now want to decide what's relevant, what's the relevant micro degree that supports your promotion plan. So Rustika and Angie were very clear as they created this, they wanted to have a certification. You might say, okay, I'm going to set up a specific promotion. Here's my specific client base. And I'm going to use Saj as an example here. Sajid is actually in my Partner Accelerator group. So Sajid, some of you may know him because he's so active in our groups, right? So this is Sajid. If you're not friends with him, definitely go friend request him today because he has got some really, really cool groups set up here. He's got himself up to mentor ranking number 5 in the space of about 2 months because he's got really active on Genius U. He's followed all the steps. He's turned up to all these calls that we've been doing, and he's just following the steps. He's coming to my weekly accelerator as well, and now he's getting really focused on where he wants to invest his time. So he's pulled his promotion plan together, and the way we did that was we actually looked at what was the value that Saj already had, and we could see he set up this circle here, which many of you are in. It's Circle 101. Here, I'll just post his profile here so you can go friend him. But he set up a circle because Saj saw that there was a gap, which was we had a load of people on Genius U that didn't really know how to use Genius U. And he became really proficient in Genius U very quickly. His background is tech as well. So he got to learn his way around it. And he thought, well, I can offer some help to people because I know how to use Genius U. So I'm going to set up a circle called How to Use Genius U. And so he did. He's got this circle here, How to Use Genius U. Definitely go join it because it's a really cool circle. And in here, everyone's asking him questions about how to use Genius U. He's got 1,299 members, which is pretty awesome, right? So when Sajid turned up to the Partner Accelerator and he was like, oh, what should I do as my promotion plan? And, what can I create as my micro degree? And I said, well, what's the value you've got right now? And he said, oh, I don't even know. And I said, well, let's look at your circle. Look there. And there was something like 1,000 people already in that group. I said, the value is that you're already creating this guide where you're helping people to come through this process on Genius U. I said, what is it that you're really good at doing? He said, well, the thing that I really love doing that I'm really good at doing is helping people get really clear and then helping them to put their promotion plans together and get themselves to yellow level. He said, I just love it when I can help someone who's at orange to get to yellow. And I said, well, then why don't you create a circle on Genius U and a promotion plan around how to help people go from orange to yellow? So that's what he did. He put a whole promotion plan together, and maybe he'll share some of that with you as well in the group, but he put a whole promotion plan together around how's he going to actually put a group together, helping them get from orange to yellow. He said, I'm only looking for 10 people that I want to work with this next quarter who are going to come and be part of this. And I said, well, why don't you start by having a circle now where you can already share some value? He just set this circle up. It's already got 363 members because he's got this really good reputation now on Genius U as being a very solid mentor. You can see he's got 9 reviews from other people who said he's really awesome as well. So he's got all these people saying really good things about him down here. Let's have a look, click on his reviews. And you can just ask people to give you reviews, by the way. I can go and give him a review. I'll just try and find the reviews. I think they're at the bottom. Here they are. There's people saying he's just awesome. Look, Sajid is surely an asset to Genius U, generously sharing his knowledge. He's a real 5-star mentor, a balanced man who can extract the best qualities out of you. So he's just been giving value to people and helping them as a mentor in Genius U, but hadn't realized how he could monetize this. And now he's pulled this promotion together where he's actually going to take 10 people who are going to work with him over the next 13 weeks to go from orange to yellow level. And already these people are joining this group saying they want to be a part of that. So he's very easily going to fill that. And he's building a micro degree around this promotion very specifically as well. And he's using our micro degrees because we've already got the orange to yellow micro degree. So he's already taking loads of Roger's content and our EMC content and just sharing that with the people who are going to be working with him. So really think that step through. Think what you want your micro degree to be that relates directly into your promotion plan. Now, at this point, I want to bring in BB because BB, I want you to actually just come and start to share with people, and I'll just stop sharing here, start to show people what the micro degree builder actually looks like. Because at this step, when somebody's gone through that level of thinking, they've got their promotion plan together, they've thought about their micro degree, and they're ready to start building. And BB is our content manager. She has worked tirelessly with our development team to get the micro degree builder live for you this morning. So awesome. Well done, BB. Round of applause from everybody on the call. BB, do you want to just spend 5 minutes just sharing with everyone what the micro degree builder looks like, how people can use it, and your best tips for once they're at step 2 and they've got that promotion plan together, what your best tips would be to get them started?
Sure. Awesome content so far, Michelle. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Thank you.
I'll start sharing my screen now. Yeah. Okay. So as Michelle said, finally the micro degree builder has gone live, and you find it here. If you click on the micro degrees, you'll see a big orange button that you can't miss. Create micro degrees, and when you click it, you'll come to the first page where you'll see my video and a couple of instructions where I kind of go also into detail in what you need to have covered during creating your course and kind of give you a lot of awesome tips. There's also a circle that you can join, which is our Microdegree Builder Circle, right? So all of us are in here, and we are able to help you with that. So there's also a guide so that you can download here, and that's kind of something that I put together as a checklist again, to just support your whole promotion idea and your planning process, right? So we have 3 different steps where you can go through the guide. It's kind of all about how you plan your course out, how you connect and design your course, how you produce it, and it asks lots of questions that you can fill out. So it's a bit like a playbook that you find in one of the normal steps. And then you go further to the main page that we have kind of just provided you with all the information and what you can actually do here. So that will be the welcome page. That is like the first page of your Microdegree. And hold on, let's just go through this process here. So I'll start building the course. And then I come here, I can download the guide again. There's just like more information about how to set up your course, and this is the welcome page that I've been talking about. And here you can enter your title. So I've already filled out a couple of things. So let's say this is Health Dynamics Part 2, right? And you kind of have a description here. And then we have badges where you can choose from over 30 different badges and what you want to have your Microdegree look like, your Microdegree badge. You can fill out all sorts of information about yourself, kind of how to structure it. You'll see references everywhere in all the areas, kind of how Roger and I put the course together while we were doing the MC, right? So that's what we wrote together. And then you can create your course, and I'll just share, for example, how that would look like. So I have like all sorts of different steps here, and I have a preview button here, and the steps I can kind of put together the curriculum overview. So just sharing this. So this is really key. There's an explanation in how to use this part. And then we have 4 different ways of putting steps together. So I've kind of taken a lot of that information from how we put the EMCs together, because we already know that that's working. So the playbook, for example, is one option in how you can create such a step. So you can create a bit of context. For example, like I've done this here in this step. Yep. Where is it? Sorry. No, it's gone. Anyway, okay, so we have I'll show you the rest in a bit. So we have also the question assessments, and that's the one that I've just shown you here, which you know from the Microdegrees, right? So the way you fill it out is kind of like, you have the title of the step, the description of the step, and then you can just add the questions that you want to ask your students. And they can then type in the answers, and kind of like, so you have boxes that you create and fill out. But we also have slider assessments, like we have used them in the EMC or in other Microdegrees. So you've already familiarized yourself with that. And again, the title of the step, the description, or kind of the text that surrounds or kind of embeds the questions, and then you can ask the slider questions, but just entering them here. And that would, for example, look like this, right? So I have the title of the step and kind of my text, and then I can just choose, as a student, kind of anything from here to there. And the way you see this view, so is by going to preview buttons. So for every step, I have created previews here that just take you to how the actual thing that you've put together actually looks like. And that's another thing that you can use, obviously, is video assessments and text underneath. Like Roger did that a lot. So in this case, it's super awesome content about Ayurveda and the whole health dynamics. What else? So once you have finished you come to the congratulations page. Again, where we've just taken a sample from how the congratulations degrees. And then you can create your own one, right? So you have the title again and kind of what you want to write, and even maybe a goodbye video. And then you send it to review, basically, and within about 7 to 14 days, we'll get back to you, having reviewed the content of your course and kind of like giving you maybe tips, even if you need some, because we are really interested in having just the most amazing content on the site that is really working. Yeah, anything.
Thanks, Bibi. That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, and great job. I know how hard you and the team and Tom and all our developers have been working to get this live. So don't worry too much about like how to do the micro degree, because today was not a training on like how you fill everything in, but Bibi just was giving you a little tour there. The first thing to do is to get your promotion plan written, which is the first step, right? And if you haven't done that, you definitely want to do that first of all. The second then is to actually create what your micro degree is going to be at the right time. So you don't need to be going to do that right now, unless you've already got a promotion plan that's up and running and is dependent on doing a micro degree. It'll take the team 7 to 14 days to review your content. What we're doing is we've actually got people going through your entire micro degree. They'll give you feedback if they don't think it's something that's going to deliver the right level around your micro degree for our members. So we'll give you that feedback. So there is a process of going through on that approval as well. So we'll be checking through, but don't feel like you have to just go out there this week and write your micro degree. If you're on the group, if you're in the Partner Accelerator group, obviously you can go ahead and do that because we're hand-holding you through that process. If you're one of our Genius Apprentice Program faculty members, you can go ahead because we're hand-holding you through that process as well. If you're one of our global partners that we're co-creating product with, then obviously we're helping you as well. So you guys are all at a stage where you can go ahead and do your micro degrees and your certifications. For everyone else, don't feel like there's a huge pressure for you to go straight out unless you're at that place where you're ready. Just know that you're going to be doing it and kind of figuring it out as you go along. So download the Micro Degree Builder e-guide, which Bibi put together. That is an amazing document. You just need to click on the Micro Degree page. And here it says download e-guide. So go and download that, because you're just working through that document. She asks you lots of questions in there, gets you to fill things in to get prepared. It's a really, really important thing to get doing before you actually start on your micro degree. So definitely do that. So what's step 3? Well, step 3 is observe and learn until you're ready to launch. So if you're not at the step yet where you've done step 1 and step 2, then right now the only thing for you to do is just to watch. And I would highly recommend that you do that and you watch the people who we're working with who are in those 3 groups I just told you about, the faculty members for Genius Apprentice, the people on the Partner Accelerator, and the global partners. Those guys are going to be the people who we're showing them how to go through that whole process to get the right micro degrees up there, to get the right success stories up there, to promote them, to have the right promotions that they're actually going to drive it and make it into a profitable promotion as well. And watch what they're doing. And if you're not ready, that's okay. You can already tell us that you want to do something. You can already tell us that you're going to give it a go anyway if you want to. But if you're not ready, then just watch. And we're going to have some groups where you can do that. So here's one place where if you're feeling like you're ready to step up already, and you want to tell us that you're going to build a micro degree and you're going to do that, you're going to go through that process I've just shared with you, which is doing your promotion plan and then creating a micro degree, go to this group and join it. So if you're at that stage where you want to do that, then you can go to this group, join this group on Genius U, and tell us what it is you're going to be doing. What's the promotion that you're going to be creating? And what is the micro degree, and when do you want to build that? So you can go in here and join this group. I don't necessarily recommend everyone just goes and joins this group if you're not going to be doing anything. But if you want to observe, you can do. We're going to see some very active people in this group. We've got our support team who are going to be in this group as well, really sharing and really helping. So let me tell you a little bit about that support group who are in there as well. This is the micro degree team. So there's me obviously on the right hand side. There's Suraj that you just heard from, our Chief Marketing Officer. We've got Kathleen who's just joined the team, and Kathleen is our EMC 2.0 community leader. EMC 2.0 is Entrepreneur Mentor Circle. So it's moved from Entrepreneur Mentor Certification to Entrepreneur Mentor Circle, and she's our community leader. So she's just joined our team, and she's very much working with those people at the top level to really support them with their micro degrees. And she's in there checking that everybody is getting some level of support as well. We've got Bibi that you just heard from, who's our content manager. She's actually working directly with the global partners and some of the people in the Partner Accelerator to put that content together and to guide them through the process of making sure their content is cool. Stacey, I think lots of you know as well, Stacey has been in our support for affiliates for some time now. And Stacey is also supporting within the Entrepreneur Mentor Circle, and she's one of the key people that we'll be getting back to you if you're reaching out to her. Like I said, we'll be creating the success stories as well for those people who are doing well. So look out for those success stories. Every week in Genius U on a Wednesday, we'll be mailing out starting tomorrow an update. And every week within that update, you'll see a success story. So click on that success story and read it and see what you can learn, and see what you can learn about the process and strategy that somebody has already followed, because we definitely want to help you win. Now, this is really important, so much so that I'm going to copy and paste. Oops, if I can, I'm going to copy and paste this link. Let's see if this works, if I've just copied it properly. This is the email address for support, which will go through to Kathleen and Stacey. This is really important, and I know many of you have been using that email address for some time, and some have had some really quick responses, some not so. We now have Stacey and Kathleen who are putting together this whole process to make sure that we've got a team in place to support you. Please, this is the email address to use if you're a mentor and you're needing some support. If there's something not working with your profile, let us know. If you haven't got your mentor status set up, let us know that. If you've got a question that you need some help, let us know. Now, I know some of you are also sending in lots of ideas and things that you want to change. So that's okay too. You can send them through to us, but I do want to preface to let you know that we have a huge list of requests and ideas to improve things. So what we're not looking for right now is 2,000 mentors to all send us through their requests and ideas. However, we are interested in them. Kathleen is now taking over all of the comments and suggestions that are coming through, and she's pulling together a document. And we're going to have a document which comes through from all of the mentors telling us what they're looking for, what's working, what's not working, through this email address, not in the Facebook group. And she's pulling together a document to say to the team, the leadership team at Genius U, right, here's the list of everything that everybody is requesting or is saying doesn't work, or said, didn't make it very easy when they're creating their micro degree. And we'll be putting that list together and saying, right, what are the top priorities of the things we want to fix this week? And on our next webinar in a couple of weeks' time, when we share with you the partner dashboard, we'll be sharing with you what that list looks like, what we've actually committed to making a difference on, and what the timelines are. Because I think some people are getting a little bit frustrated that we're just not doing everything that you're asking us to. It's almost impossible to do all those things. I have to tell you, there's so many requests coming through, it is almost impossible. But Kathleen is now pulling that into an order where we can start to prioritize the key things. And obviously we want to keep the same momentum and make sure the partner dashboard and the web stock are going to go live this quarter as well, which are also really crucial tools for you guys. So use that email address. Please do not bombard it. Know that we have our limited resources, but if there's something important or something's not working, that's the easiest way to get through to Stacey. And here's some things that you can do straight away. Make sure that you're in the Entrepreneur Mentor Facebook group that we've been using today, which is the one that I've been doing the posts and comments in. If you are ready to do this, join the Micro Degree Builder Circle on Genius U. Step up and tell us that you are. And you can go ahead and post today and tell me, hey, Michelle, this is my promotion plan. This is the micro degree I want to create, and I do want to step up. And then we're going to watch you and see how you're getting on with your micro degree. And where appropriate, we'll be able to make some comments and give you some guidance as well. Tell us what it is that you're going to create, and then share your successes with others. So as things happen that you're really proud of, maybe your landing page has gone live and you got your first client through, maybe your micro degree got its first testimonial, let us know. We want to know about those things so that we can be as excited as you are, and we can share with everyone else as well. And then use that email address to obviously share your experience with us, with the support team. As I said, please don't overload the team with lots and lots of stuff right now. And by the way, anyone who sent in stuff already, we've got that in the list. You don't need to send it through twice. It's already being captured. So I think those are the main things I wanted to share with you on the Micro Degree Builder. And then just very quickly, Bibi, before I come to questions and answers, just very quickly, do you want to just give just a 2-minute overview of the 2 things that are coming this next quarter, kind of towards the end of November, beginning of December, which is the partner dashboard and also the web store, just very, very quickly, because we're going to run another webinar on those, but just so that the mentors can see the next tools that we're going to be sharing with them.
Yeah, very quick. Awesome. Okay, number 1, super exciting, is the dashboard. So this is still work in progress. This is kind of one of the first mock-ups where we have an overview of all your accounts and all your earnings as affiliates, product sales, all your payments, Genius Dollars, which is gonna over time, like we have big plans with Genius Dollars where you can actually exchange Genius Dollars in products. You have all your orders, obviously, then kind of very detailed overviews of what your sales targets are and what you want to reach, and your product management. So that's the dashboard side of things. Web store is also another thing that's coming up. So under features, And again, this is work in progress. So there's still a couple of amendments that we're just working on. Genius Store, where we have different categories of all the different products that people can sell. Our bestsellers of the month, obviously new releases, then recommendations, and kind of so Genie is gonna help you to find your personalized journey on Genius U, and kind of like what recommended next events or tests you should take or do. So you find all this upcoming very soon on Genius U. That's it.
Just leave that screen up a second, Phoebe. I just want to give everyone a bit of context around that. And Suraj, I'm going to come to you in a minute, Suraj, because if you can just be looking in the Facebook group at the key questions that are coming up, because I know there's heaps of comments. I haven't had a chance to keep up with them, but I'll open up in a minute and we'll do the Q&A if you can just search through the questions for me. So just to come back to this, everyone. So these are the two key features. The dashboard is for partners, so it's for mentors and for leaders. But you guys as partners, it means you can go in every day and see exactly what's been happening. How many people are joining your circle? How many people are taking your micro degree? You know, how many testimonials you're getting? It's not just around your affiliate earnings. It's really about that activity. So you can start to see the really crucial data around what's happening around your very, very specific content and how much money you're earning from selling your micro degrees as well. On the web store, the web store is when you're actually going to be able to put your own products up for sale, right? This is really cool. So this is going to come, the web store will go live this quarter for Entrepreneurs Institute and Entrepreneur Resorts products, and then all the mentors will be able to put their products on the web store in Q1. So this means you can put your stuff for sale on Genius U. It's going to be like the Amazon for entrepreneurs. So you can put all of your content on here, all of your programs, so you can be building within your promotion, your landing pages, your really, really cool programs and products, and they're all going to go on the web store as well. So we're going to run two more webinars to share both of these with you and how that affects you and what the implications are. But that's just to let you know how cool that's going to be when that comes up, which is super, super exciting. Just a note on the micro degree builder. What you're going to notice if you do rush in there today, what you're going to notice is at the moment you can only list free micro degrees. And that's only for the next 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks' time, you'll be able to put your paid micro degrees up there as well. But don't forget, there's a 7 to 14 day approval process anyway. So even if you're ready to put your content in that's not a free one, you can go ahead and put your content in. And when it's approved, we can change that to a paid status. So within 2 weeks there, you'll have the opportunity to sell micro degrees as well. All the T's and C's will be in there, so you can sign up to those as well. And get started. So I think we're going to come over to Q&A now. I know it's only 3 minutes to go, but I'll stay on for a few minutes, and Suraj and Bibi will stay on as well. And maybe if Rustika and Angie are there, they can help out too. But we'll come and answer all your questions. So I'll stop screen sharing. So Suraj, if you want to tell us what questions have been coming through, and we'll split them up between us, yeah?
Cool.
There
Yeah.
it is. All right, what's coming through?
All right, so I'll just go to some of the questions. We have a question from Yvette. The question is the process and the supporting content to do this, adopting latest and most effective e-learning techniques? What e-learning platforms or leaders have the approach been modeled from? So I think this is more of a question for Bibi on when you...
Yeah, Bibi.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm really sorry. I was just focusing on reading Facebook comments.
Bibi,
yeah. Is the process? Yeah.
It's so exciting. There's so many people. Yeah, everybody's so engaged. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so here's a question. Is the process and the supporting content to do this adopt the latest and most effective e-learning technique? What e-learning platforms or leaders have the approach in modern from?
What e-learning platforms for leaders would we recommend?
So the question really is like, what are we recommending to everyone in the kind of e-learning industry that is like the best techniques they can be using as they're creating their micro degree, and have you incorporated that into your micro degree builder?
So, you know, like Genius U, first of all, is full of courses, so you can learn a lot by just working through all the micro degrees on Genius U, where you see, yeah, I think a great bandwidth of different areas and things to talk about, where Roger, I think, uses lots of different topics. We also kind of go to Udemy in some areas, whereas Udemy has very low standard content in very areas. So it kind of depends on the courses. What other courses would I recommend?
I think that's the key thing, Bibi. Like, go through Rogers micro degrees. They are the top micro degrees that we've got. They're real top value content. They have a lot of people using them. They have a lot of testimonials. So if you're not super sure, go through like all of his, and it won't take you long to go. I mean, you don't have to go through the whole of EMC because that'll take you 12 weeks, but you can go through, you know, his micro degrees, which don't take a long time to do. And definitely reach out if you want some help. Like, we've got Rustika on the call, who's an expert in e-learning. So Rustika and her team are all going to be in there creating content as well, but definitely they're the ones that are going to get the most views, are the ones with the most value content. So look through Rogers, definitely. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, a part of that question also is it adopting the latest and most effective learning techniques? I'll answer that one because the way GeniusU has been set up, it's more of a learning network than a learning platform. So most of the learning platforms out there like Udemy, Udacity, they're all just doing courses. There isn't a network aspect to it where there's shared knowledge or shared learning, right? So that's where GeniusU sets itself apart. Like, what we are doing right now is shared learning, right? Like, we're sharing with you. We're learning from what you guys are sharing as well. And that is the way forward. And that you'll see LinkedIn is now going that way as well. They are creating an entire mentor community and linking that to Linda, which they've just purchased, last year or 2 years back. And they're going that route as well in terms of e-learning and shared learning.
Cool. All right, let's see what other questions we've got coming up. We're going to stay on for another 10 minutes, guys. So if you want to stay with us, you can. Otherwise, catch up on the recording later.
Yeah. So is there, so this is a question from Michelle, from Gabriella. Michelle, will there be an official big launch? Is there a date we can aim for?
Hey, Gabriella. Well, so today is the launch of the Micro Degree Builder. So this is our official launch. Your official launch will be part of your promotion plan. So it's a great question. So within your promotion plan, which is usually sort of a 3 month, if it's an orange to yellow level promotion, it's usually a 3 month time scale. You're going to put the dates in there that you're going to launch yours. And then you can have a little pre-launch, which is nice and quiet to your VIP clients and those around you that you know, and then you can do your big launch. So definitely schedule your launch within your promotion plan, decide the milestones that are going to work for you, and you can do your own launch yourselves. But today is our launch, yes.
Sorry, I was on mute. There's one more question, which is from Rosalina. Is there any guide in terms of pricing on the Micro Degree? How does it associate it back to our content, into our account? I'm just going to club this with another question, which is, what is the commission structure? Like, how much is the interest?
Great.
Like,
Bibi, do you want to take that then? So advice on pricing for micro degrees versus free, and also the commission structure. Just in case you weren't listening to Suraj.
Sure, that's kind of stuff that will be covered in the guide. There are lots of tips in terms of the pricing. And I kind of give a couple of pricing tips, but also based on what you can make the judgment. So it kind of depends on the quality of your content, obviously. So you can charge more if you have videos in there, for example. Generally, I would first kind of calculate the hours that your students are going to spend on the microdegree. So I would calculate something between $25 to $50 for 1 hour of content that you create for others. You can generally charge more if you have videos on the course, like I just said, if you have a higher production quality, if there is more teacher-student engagement also. Then that's kind of I think the main key things. And regarding the would you like to add anything?
I think what we would advise is the more content that's free, the better. So you're going to notice that pretty much all of our micro degrees so far, apart from the Entrepreneur Mentor certification, which is a certification of a micro degree, but it's a series of micro degrees. The micro degrees are free. So the cheaper and lower price they are, the more people are going to do them. That's just the way that it works, right? If you put a high price on it and people don't know who you are, or they don't know, like, you haven't got a lot of testimonials, they're not going to pay so much. If you've done like the work like Sajid has done, and you've really raised all your mentor rankings, you got lots of people following you, lots of people in your group, then you can charge a little bit more. But definitely low price and cheap is the way to go forwards with this. It's the certifications that people will pay more money for. So, and the certifications at this stage is only open to global partners. So like Rustika and Angie are doing the Genius Educator certification. Whenever you get like an award to say you're certificated to a certain level, or Flow Consultant or EMC, they're a higher price. They tend to be around the sort of $2,000-$3,000 mark. But the micro degrees, I would recommend keep them low price or free at the moment, and definitely have a promotion. So definitely you could say, hey, the price of my micro degree is $500, but for the first 50 people to apply, it's just 97. And now you've got 50 people going through your content, giving you testimonials, who like your content, who are going to be joining your circle and sharing about you as well. So yeah, do it as a promotion.
I'll just add what Michelle is like, having it free and having it really low price allows you to create a community which is really engaging. So once you build that community, you'll have your microdegree circle. And then once they're in your circle, you can engage them with your consultancy and other areas of your business. So charge them at a later stage, but get them engaged first.
Yes.
Because that's the way to go. There's just one last question. Are you able to take one last question?
Yeah.
I think, sorry, Suraj, what we haven't answered is kind of the commission part.
Oh, yes, the commission structure.
Yeah, I think, and that's really important as well.
Yeah, so the commission is for all online products, which is including micro degrees, and even in the web store as well. There's a 30% payment to Genius U, and also there's a 3.5% credit card processing fee. But that's all in the terms and conditions. So when you actually sign up your micro degree and submit it, you can tick in the terms and conditions there as well.
Yeah, here. And one last question from Gabby. The commission question was from Gabby as well. The question is, shouldn't you get approval for the idea overview of the micro degree before doing the promotional plan? What happens if you don't think the micro degree is good, like for members?
Oh, that's a great question, Gabby. That's a great question.
Work for nothing.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So the people who we're going to be working with really closely are in that group that I mentioned, the Partner Accelerator group, the Global Partners, and also the Faculty Mentors. So that's about 35 people. So that's enough people for us to work really closely with in terms of reviewing their promotion plans, giving feedback on their micro degrees. We can't do that for all 2,000 of you guys, I'm afraid. But for those people who do go into the micro degree circle and say, I'm stepping up, I'm going to be part of it, you can be putting your comments and questions in there. Myself, BB, Suraj, Kathleen, Stacey, we're all going to be in there. We'll be posting our thoughts and recommendations there as well. So if you've got specific questions that we can give instant feedback on, we will do that. But make sure it's in line with a promotion plan. Like definitely, and if you've really thought through your promotion plan, then you're going to find that your micro degree is going to make much more sense behind that. But if you've got specific questions and you're ready to step up, do ask us. But ask us for some feedback on something. Don't just say, hey, what do you think I should do, guys? Say, here's my best idea. What do you think about this? And then we can give you some feedback on that. You're on mute still there, Suraj. You're still on mute. I don't know why.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. So those are the questions. Do you want to take more questions, or should we just go in?
I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. So we've gone over a little bit of time. And so if you've got more questions or you're listening to this recording, use that same thread, use that Facebook group. We will go through later today and have a check and put in some other answers as well. But please tell us in that group if you're going to step up and do a micro degree, when you're going to do that, and when you're going to pull your plan together and what you think your micro degree is going to be, because we're super excited to hear about that. And we'll be letting you know about the next 2 webinars we'll be running. The next one will be on the partner dashboard, and then the following one on the web store. So stay tuned. If you're in the Entrepreneur Mentor Circle, all of the information will be in there. We'll be keeping sharing. We'll be sharing our top tips and our success stories and our strategies in there as well. Thank you very much to Rustika and Angie, who's just arrived in Bali, for sharing how you went through this process. Thank you to Suraj and Bibi for being on this call, and to Tracy and Stacey for looking after everybody in the chat room. And thank you to everyone who's shown up today. I will see you either in Bali this week if you're going to be there, or I'll see you online in one of our Facebook groups very soon. All right, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye for now.